Anjātūrubhascha Kripāsindubhaivacha Patitānaṁ Pāvanebhyo Namo Namo. Respectable ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Srila and beloved children, I am very happy to stay here with your association and day by day happily increasing this mission with the association of the Vaishnavas. It is giving so much present to our Guru Varga. Prabhupada Srila Saraswati Thakur wants to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Already that happened. Now we are proceeding with our mood of devotion, and that is the wealth of all the Jiva souls. You are all present here. I am feeling so healthy today. Anyhow, Sunday coming, and once in a week, then we cannot miss this opportunity. It is my prayer to you all. If anybody have any question about Krishna consciousness, and that is very easy for me to answer. Otherwise, continuously lecture, it is today a little difficulty for me to keep. Then you can do any question about Krishna consciousness, and I am happy inviting your now questions. I shall try to give answer as possible by me.
Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
What is the best way that we can serve the devotees and practically realize the essence of Krishna consciousness for ourselves?
Best way to satisfy the devotee. There is devotee, some gradation, 3 kinds of devotee. It is very good if we get chance to serve the higher devotee, that is Uttamadhikari, Madhyamadhikari and Kanishtadhikari. Three kinds of devotees, description given in the scriptures. Yatyayameva haraye pujam yat sraddhaye hati natat bhakteshu channeshu sabhakta prakita sutta. Who is very much involved with archan, but not so much
worship.
Archan means worship of the deities, but not so much attached with the service of the devotee. He is Kanishtadhikari. And Madhyamadhikari, who have love for Krishna, love for the devotee of Krishna, What is that sloka?
Ishara tadati.
Ishare tadadhineshu balisheshu dishatsuja prema maitri kipu pekha jakarati samatthama. Ishar means Lord Krishna and Krishna's devotee who have the love, pure love, and who do not know about Krishna consciousness, affectionately try to give that consciousness to him. Baliseshu, and who is anti of Krishna consciousness, not to mix with him and avoid his association. Who is doing that? He is Madhyamadhikari Vaishnava. And Sarvabhutesu Japasya Bhagavad Bhavamatmana Bhutani Bhagavatatmaneshu Bhagavatasthana. Who is seeing every higher Krishna's presence and with everything who will serve Krishna. He is the Uttama Bhagavad. Highest
Highest devotee, highest category of devotee.
Highest category of devotee. The satisfaction, highest category of devotee always satisfied. That is what coming to him. He is thinking it is coming from Krishna. That type of devotee, if we will get, it is best for us. But all devotees service, the practitioners necessary to do, and service process is that hearing from them and by their order, we spread that teaching and satisfy to them as possible through some ingredients, through the service, etc. Varieties type of service. But it is necessary. He is satisfied or not with my behavior. If my behavior will make him happy, then that is the service. But there is some rules and regulation, society rule, you can say, not to disturb environment and society and service. Otherwise, in the name of service, many disturbances can create. And that is not good for anyone. But Uttam Bhagavat, the highest grade of Vaishnava, his association always will give us good nourishment, and his activity, if we can see and follow his order, what he is doing, not to follow that. That is, always he is dependable upon Krishna. Then his activity going under control of Krishna. But his advice always will give us good nourishment for our spiritual practice. Then we will try to satisfy this way. But because we are living in this society environment, then not to disturb the society environment. Man society, human society, and devotee society. There are always some rules and regulations, and we will try to follow that. Otherwise, disturbance can arise. This way, we shall try to satisfy the Vaishnavas, sadhus, and they are always well-wisher to me, then we must get the gain. Thank you very much for your question.
Yes.
Srila Gurudev, I heard that this morning you were talking about devotion and emotion, not to confuse emotion with devotion. Can you please speak a little about that?
This morning we heard your Divine Grace speaking about devotion and not to confuse emotion with devotion. Could you kindly enlighten us a little?
Actually, sometimes we are practicing, serving emotionally what our mind wants, we are doing that. Sometimes we are blindly following our mind, and we are thinking what our mind telling. Some we have idea about bad and good. Then our mind telling when to do some good things, we are following that. And enthusiasm, primary enthusiasm, giving us to do more and more service to the Vaishnava, but we are not looking it is appropriate or creating happiness or he wants it. We are not considering that. And we are thinking it will take us a higher position, but not considering their advice will come which way. Emotionally, many things we can do, and that will take the place as Shubha Karma, auspicious
Work in the world.
work, auspicious
Action.
religious action. But that is not devotion. Devotion always under guidance of a proper Vaishnava who have no self-interest, self-satisfaction tendency, only for the service to Krishna. And from that personality, if anything will come, order service to Krishna or the devotee, that will go in the category of devotion. Devotion means first we offer ourselves, that's, you can say, we can take vow, that without service of Krishna, I shall not do anything. This type of vow, when you will take, then your tendency will go. Service means satisfaction of the devotee. And devotees no self-interest. Always he is serving Krishna without self-interest. He is real devotee. Then, by his order, what we will do, and there are also some 9 kinds of processes. Yeah, by order of the Vaishnava, we shall hear Sravanam. Kirtanam, we shall try to preach. If necessary, we shall do by his order, Archan. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dakshanam. This is general advice of the scriptures. And they can engage me for that.
Hearing,
Also,
hearing, chanting, worshiping, remembering, hearing, chanting, remembering, worshiping, becoming a servant of the Lord, becoming a friend of the Lord, serving the Lord's lotus feet. There are 9 different processes described in Srimad Bhagavatam by Prahlad Maharaj, what constitutes essential activities of devotional service.
Guru Maharaj has given example about that. Gurudev, he ordered, he'll bring some water and suddenly changed his order and told, oh, not necessary, you bring some flour. If you say to Gurudev, you order, bring some water, then I first follow water order, then next I shall follow this. What is his desire for the service to puja, archan, etc. He orders, you bring some water. Then if I am going to bringing water, and he changed his order and told, oh, not necessary, bring some flour. If I give him water, that will be karma. But if I give him the flower, that will be bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. Bhakti means devotion. And Subha karma, we may get the result of Subha karma, but not only get the result of bhakti. And that way, we will try to satisfy anyway to Guru Vaishnava. And Guru is 2 kinds of Guru, Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. If Diksha Guru is Shiksha Guru also, it is very that sometimes we are not getting association of Diksha Guru. There, Shiksha Guru giving some instruction, he also non-different with Diksha Guru. This way we shall consider. But always we keep eyes open. What I am doing, it is for the satisfaction of Krishna going or not. This necessary, and that is attentive mood of devotion. Otherwise, emotionally we can do many things. That will go in category of Shubha Karma, auspicious work, but not will go in devotional category. Emotionally, Gurudev told, chant Hare Krishna. Emotion I have got, and Gurudev discussing with some Vaishnava or important something, and I am in that place Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, making noise. That is not mood of devotion. We consider he is happy or not. He ordered, you chant Hare Krishna loudly. It is truth, it is his order. Quietly, loudly, you can chant Hare Krishna. But sthan, kal, patra, place, time and person, necessary to consider and circumstances. Then wisely try to do seva. That will be devotion. If we have so much capacity, there is no difficulty. Murkha vadati visnaya, dhira vadati visnave. Who do not know grammar, Sanskrit grammar, he will offer with this mantram, Visnaya Nama. It is wrong Sanskrit. And who is expert in grammar, he will say Vishnave Nama. But what flower they will give, if they have devotion, Krishna will take from both. From both persons' hand. That is, he is not considering grammar, he is considering art. Then there is not necessary how much qualified and qualification. Krishna only will see the devotion, mood of devotion. Patram pushpam phalang toyam jo me bhaktya prajachati tad aham bhaktuparhittam asnami prajadatmana. Anything you can offer for the satisfaction of Krishna, but you direct cannot offer, that is, you are not qualified. Through the Guru Vaishnava, that is very good. And all responsibility going to them. And you are getting proper result from Krishna. That is, Krishna knows it is for him, not for their person. Then Krishna must be satisfied with you. Jai Guru Maharaj. Actually, every question have so many channels, but I am making it shorter today. Yes?
Maharaj, I once read Guru Maharaj say that the path gets narrower. What did Guru Maharaj mean when he said the path gets narrower?
As we continue, the path gets narrow, more narrow as we progress. We heard Guru Maharaj say this remark. What is the meaning? What does it mean the path gets narrower? More exclusive, perhaps. We are proceeding on this road, but the road is becoming narrow.
No. Narrower? What is the meaning?
Road is wide, means very big distance.
Yes.
And then as you go further, it becomes a smaller path. Smaller.
Why?
Less wide. That is her question.
No. Why it is becoming narrow?
Becomes more difficult.
But Guru Maharaj, if said, it is printed, is it? You read from the book. But some further and some before.
In which context did he say that? In which?
That is necessary to know. Explanation several ways we can give, but
Which context?
which context it is?
I'll have to find the book, the passage.
Yes. Actually, it is possible when we are going, we are মানে ওটা কি যখন আমরা নিজেদেরকে ভক্তির আশ্রয় সমর্পণ করব, when we will offer ourselves in the line of devotion, that they are so wide position, we can see that it is existing in the river of devotion, like that. But so many channels is there, but my intention, when it will get some positive direction, not frickle any, proper direction when it will get, it will be divided with our exclusive mood. And that mood of devotion, 5 kind of relationship dividing with Lord's service. There, if particular any relationship is my intention and path of devotion, conquer. An example, Soquel rasa, Dasya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, and Madhura rasa. If my mood going any one channel, then that type of gurus, under that type of guru, we will try to practice it. And that will be best for us. But first, we will get very wide swimming place. Choice. There are 3 choice we have. It is, I am seeing in the Western society, the school life in this Western world, I am seeing the first up to class 8, they can choice after class 8 any channel as their mood of intelligence. They can choice. But after graduation, it is in India. Maybe after completion of higher secondary, they can choice somebody choice science. In science group, there are also group system. Physics, chemistry and mathematics. Anyone you can choice and you go. Somebody going in carpentry line, somebody doctor line. Many, you know better than me. That is choice of the devotees' mood of devotion. If will flow that way, that will be narrow position, and it will target will be exclusive point. I shall serve under guidance of this devotee who is in the highest in the Soquel rasa or Vatsalya rasa or Madhura rasa. It is possible with that relation Guru Maharaj can tell it. And other, somewhere we can see in Upanishad, they are Uttistata, Jagrata, Prapu, Vara, Nibodhata, Khurasya Dhara, Nishita, Durottaya, Durkam Pathastat Kapayo Vadanti. Your practicing life is not so easy. It is razor.
Sharp as a razor's edge.
Sharp as a razor edge, that type of narrow way. Then your position always must be attentive, otherwise you will fall down from the road. That's also maybe. Yes?
I have a question.
Yeah.
If you don't know your position,
We are always saying Krishna, Krishna,
Yes.
in the spirit of Sri Chaitanya and his philosophy of Achintya Vida Vida Tattva.
Yes.
Why are we not saying always Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna?
Radha Krishna,
Radha.
that is real, our identification. But Shukadev Goswami afraid to take Radharani's name in Srimad Bhagavat, we can see. And why? That is, he do not wants to expose the Antapur. What is?
Inner chamber. Harem.
Antapur. Antapur means harem. Harem, that is... No. Antapur means...
That's why I told you.
Close associates of the Lord.
Inner chamber.
Huh?
Closest conference. Internal. Most internal. Area.
Sukadev Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam not taken name of Radharani. That is when he is expressing Srimad Bhagavat in the assembly of Parikshit Maharaj. There he have seen so many scholars, stalwart, present there, like Otri Rishi, Vasishtha Rishi, Chavan Rishi, Sharadban, Arishtonemi, Bhrigu, Angira, Narad, Vyas, many, Vishwamitra, many they are present. Even Agastya Rishi, everybody is present there in that assembly. Then, what is the Krishna's exclusive private life that do not want to expose in that assembly? The exclusive private life of Krishna, they not will understand. Not only that, they will do some offense, and for their protection, he not taken name of Radharani. And another places we can see, it is very much noticeable, after giving explanation of Rasa Lila, Rasa Panchadhyaya, conclusion given with this sloka, Vikriritang Brajavadhuhu Viridam cha Vishnu Sraddhanito Nisrunuyat Athavarnayetcha Bhakting Parang Bhagavating Pratilabhakamam Hidrogama Shapahino Tachirena Dhira. Vikriritang Brajavadhu Viridam cha Vishnu. Here he not used the word Krishna. Here Vedavyas used the word Vishnu. That is making us very much conscious that these pastimes, what I explain here, it is Krishna's pastimes, but who is Krishna? You must remember, he is Vishnu. Then that way you will consider his pastimes of Rasa Lila. You not to be offended. You must be conscious about that. And always Rishi Vedavyas wants to do good for us, not bad anyway. Then he not given name of Radharani, but there is name of Radharani, who is expert, he can discover it. And except Vrindavan, nowhere you will hear the Radharani's name. But if you go to Vrindavan, there no name of Krishna you will hear. Everybody will call Radhe, 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 Radhe. Where you will go, Radhe, Radhe. That is zone of Radharani. They are everything singing the glories of Radharani. And Krishna, they are secondary position. Then when big administration, there Krishna taking position. But in his exclusive private life, their mistress is Radharani, and she is famous. That place. For that we are not always showing our mood of devotion that way. We are respecting that. Our Param Gurudev composed was Bengali song for singing when deity going to ashram. Before it was a rented house, but from that rented house to Gaudiya Math ashram, that time Ratha Yatra, his procession, and in procession, singing in procession, he composed one song. There, these two lines I engraved in our Math gate. That is, Pujala Ragapatha Gaurava Bhange, Matala Harijana Kirtana Range. All the devotees, they are intoxicated with Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu, and they are chanting the glories of Mahaprabhu and doing Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu, but they are not forgotten the Ragamarga. They are spiritual destination, that is Ragapatha, and worshipable concert, the Radha Govinda. But that the Ragapatha, what is English?
Path of divine loving service.
What is English, mother? You know, Ragapatha. Then path of loving service of divine couple. That is Ragapatha. And Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur shown that we are respecting that. We are not emotionally jumping there. If we try to jump from this mountain to that mountain, we cannot go there. We will fall down very near. Then it is not procedure. Procedure from there to there, if you want to go, that type of power you must gain, like Hanumanji. Then you can do it. The Pujala Ragapatha Gaurava Bhange. Until that, we will honor that position of divine couples, sweet absolute play from far. And when we will get that fortune, we must worship that. And for that, not taken Radharani's name, we not have seen manywhere. We are also very much cautious, but we are telling the name of Radharani not in India, but out of India. And why? That is, out of India, the auspicious soul, not auspicious soul, what soul? Fortunate soul. They not heard anything about Krishna, about Krishna's pastimes. And this is my explanation. Yeah, we are very much cautious about reading Srimad Bhagavatam. But Prabhupada himself, he first published Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is my explanation. The Western world do not know about anything Krishna Lila. Then Prabhupada at least wants to give something to them for their knowledge, introduction. But when they enter into the line of Krishna consciousness, they must be conscious about their position and not to read all. And if they want to read under guidance of some expert, teacher. Otherwise they will be misguided. Yes.
Maharaj, when we are reading perhaps Chaitanya Charitamrita,
yes,
Swami Maharaj Prabhupada's edition on our own, like I'm reading it at my house, and then I may be coming across some very high shlokas from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then from what you said, should I think that because I am coming to hear from you, then I should think that I am also reading that book under your guidance?
Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are also things that are very high there in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he's saying what attitude we should take when we are reading the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is also high things. Should I consider that I'm reading that under your guidance?
Yes, Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is so many things collected, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and many high realization explain some of the chapter. That chapter we must be conscious before reading. It is not very easiest thing to understand. Then about that we will be conscious. And always it is advised in the scriptures, ye shatang prasangan mama vircha sangvito bhavanti dhitkarna rasayana kata. Without the association of the sadhu, it is not bhavanti dhitkarna rasayana kata. Written many things, Mahamantra, what I am giving to others, that Mahamantra they knows before. Everybody knows what is Mahamantra, Hare Krishna. But when I am giving, that always I am telling this, what is written in the book and what I am giving, completely different. Yeah. And why? That is, it is descending from the Goloka Vrindavan through Guru Parampara, and it is mantram. And what is written in the book, there are also some good things, no doubt. My English is very poor. Some quality must be there. But what you will hear from proper channel, there you will get the power. It will transmission of power. Then everywhere what we will discuss with sadhu, that is very good. Then something misunderstanding, if will come, then through discussion it will be clarified. One sloka of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that Dadas Mahajan, that Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu, Prahlada, Janak, Bhishmadev, Bali, Sukadev, Vyasdev, that Dadas Mahajan, maybe some of them absent there, but they are doing discussion about one sloka, yapichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananyabhat sadhureva samantavya samyak bhavosito isha. This sloka, they are doing discussion but not getting conclusion. In the meantime, they are seeing Bhaktivinoda Thakur going that way. And they call Bhaktivinoda Thakur, oh Vaishnava Thakur, you know the proper meanings. You come and join with us. Then that discussion happened with Bhaktivinoda Thakur and they was very happy. This way, anything discussion we want to do with the Vaishnavas, with the sadhu, that is the best for practitioner. Practitioner, they do not know everything, know something, no doubt. But with love and affection, when they will try to discuss that scriptural matter, they must get proper benefit through that. Meanings, feelings, everything come to them.
I can speak English very well, but I prefer to make my question in Spanish and please.
No, you tell English. I can understand. You are master, I am master in English. No problem.
Srila Maharaj is explaining in Sermon of Guardian of Devotion that que no tiene imparcialidades y está libre de prejuicios, puede asociarse con un devoto puro o un devoto avanzado. ¿Puede explicarnos eso al respecto?
Maharaj.
The devotee who doesn't have any prejudice, is impartial, he can associate with a pure devotee. ¿Puede asociarse con?
Quien no tiene imparcialidades y prejuicios puede asociarse con un Vaishnava avanzado o con un devoto puro.
One who doesn't have any prejudice, who's impartial, he can associate with an advanced Vaishnava, with a pure devotee. Guru Maharaj makes that statement. He is asking, can you explain what is meant by that? One who's not prejudiced.
Prejudice means?
Prejudice means he's not got any party spirit.
Achha.
He can associate with a pure devotee, a pure Vaishnava. Can you explain what is meant by that?
We must try to get association of the pure devotee. And pure devotee, they have also some category. Somebody may be fanatic, like Das Goswami. Das Goswami is very fanatic to Radharani. Raghunath Das Goswami. The pure devotees have varieties of category, but devotee, anyway they are not
Prejudiced.
Prejudice means?
Party spirit.
Party spirit. What he will say, the party spirit. Party means Radharani have 8 Sakhis. Everybody have some party spirit. That is higher standard practicing life. Every higher some
Prejudice means that I have some previous conceived ideas which prevent me from seeing things openly. That is prejudice.
একটা কিছু ধারণা ছিল কোনোভাবে সব দেখতে কোনোভাবে বিনা পক্ষপাতিত্ব কৃষ্ণ ধারণা গ্রহণ করতে পারবে না. Before I had some conception in my life, and now I'm coming to the pure devotee, but I think my conception is primary, and maybe I will learn something from this person. But my like and my dislikes they are primary. My own likes and my own dislikes, they are primary, but therefore my heart is not open to the instructions, the advices of the pure devotee. That's difficult.
In unlimited numbers of prejudice, like I can think, oh, India is not a technological country, it is not an advanced country. What can somebody from India come to teach us? We are scientific. That is a prejudice. Any idea like that will limit my vision, that will limit how I can...
Actually, what you want to say, question is that, yeah, it is not actually party feelings. It is sectarianism. You want to say it. The sectarianism, it is not existing in Gaudiya Vaishnava line. If anyone will feel that is not good, anyway, this question coming, that is we are seeing so many acharya in our sampradaya, and they are preaching so varieties way. Is it, Prabhu? Varieties way they are preaching. Somebody preaching this, somebody preaching that. And Sridhar Maharaj, Sisho not will go there, that Maharaj, Sisho not will go, that Maharaj. Like that. But if they are abusement or any offensive, not will go, that is very good. But if not there any offensive anything, for my spiritual life, then we can take association of the Vaishnavas. There is no sectarianism. Sectarian means he is anything maybe, but I shall stay with him, and not to take any advice from any higher Vaishnava or good Vaishnava. It is not advice of Srimad Bhagavad. Srimad Bhagavad shown it, the 24 gurus of the Avadhuta. Then all is Shiksha Guru. Diksha Guru is one, but others all is Shiksha Guru. And Dikha Guru, if not qualified in Krishna consciousness, he is not also. And we can change our line if we will get proper Guru. And other way we can say, if Dikha Guru is perfect, we cannot change any way that Dikha Guru. That is extremely offensive. But he is perfect or not, I have no right to judge him. But before I must try to understand, he is in the perfect line or not. Before taking initiation, I have choice and so many varieties way I can test him. And that same is advice of the scriptures. You must test your Diksha Guru. Then you take shelter to his lotus feet. But once you surrender a perfect and pure Guru, then you cannot change and cannot suspect. You have no right that. But Sadhu Sangha, Vaishnava Sangha, it is always agreeable. And all the scriptures said, the Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Kaya, Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. There if you will go in sectarianism, that is very bad. That our fortune, we are closing the door of our fortune. Not to close the door of fortune.
To Rupa Goswami. So, and then I was asking Janata Maharaj the other day, but I really get it.
Who is he? His question is, when
Who is the elder brother?
yes.
It is Sanatana Goswami. He is the eldest, and Rupa Goswami is junior. But in our village, where I born, in that zone, that area, they are telling বড় ভাই, তোমার বড় ভাই করে দস্যু ব্যবহার, বুঝিতে না পারি আমি কি ব্যাপার তার, like this. The বড় ভাই, we are telling, I am the first son of my family. My brother is second son. Second son is বড় ভাই. Yes, this is our custom. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he born in our zone. I think so, his language that way proceeded. Also, this question come before me many times, and we cannot say that Rupa Goswami, he is elder than Sanatana Goswami. But which way it will be adjusted? Then I think it and immediate. Remember our village, they are this way. Oh, Bada Bhai, please come. Oh, Mejo Bhai, please come. Oh, Sejo Bhai, please come. If three brothers in one place, if we will call, if we do not want to call by their name, we call Bada Bhai, this is our custom. And I think so Kaviraj Goswami used that way. Otherwise, Rupa Goswami, he is not Bada Bhai of Sanatana Goswami. And other explanation given somewhere, I do not want to say it, and I think it is wrong explanation. And this is correct explanation. That is, we are habituated, then immediately it's come in my mind, we are calling that way, Je Bada Bhai, he is my Bada Bhai, he is my Mejo Bhai. Bhai means junior. Who is my junior, he is my Bhai. And who is my senior, he is my Dada, not Bhai. Understand? Who is my senior, he is my Dada, we are calling Dada. And who is my junior, he is Bhai. Barda, Mesda, Sesda, we are telling. My Bada Bhai, my Mejo Bhai, my Bada Dada, my Mejo Dada, my Sejo Dada, middle and more.
So then Bada Bhai refers to Rupa Goswami.
First Bada Bhai is Rupa Goswami, second Bhai is Anupam. Chota Bhai, Anupam, Bada Bhai Rup. This is expression. And it is correct, no doubt. Otherwise, no meanings will come there. Then I consider Kaviraj Goswami also near to our village, Jhamatpur. Then his language must be Radha's language. And it is.
And then he says you're Bada Bhai giving pain to plundering and giving pain to living entities.
জীব পশু মারি কইল চাকলা সব নাশ, হেতাম তুমি কইলে মোর সর্বকর্ম নাশ. There are also some hedginess. Jiva Goswami that time not, maybe he is 6-7 years old. Jiva Goswami, how old he is? 8 years old, and hunting the deers. Maybe. তোমার বড় ভাই করে দস্যু ব্যবহার, জীব পশু মারি কইলে চাকলা সব নাশ, এটা তুমি কইলে মোর সর্বকর্ম নাশ. But I am tolerating what they are doing for you. and you are not working for me, and your health is well, and you are discussing the Srimad Bhagavatam with the Brahmanas, what is your desire? You tell. Your family, what doing wrong or right, I can tolerate for you. But if you not will work in favor of me, then it is very difficult for me to tolerate everything. Then you tell what is your desire. This is the matter there. Hare Krishna.
We can cover all human defects making seva, because, for example, we are human, and also that defects continuously is in our lives. And if I thinking, for example, oh, I can do this, and I make some seva, then.
What he said, I understand the question. That he said, like someone who is doing service in the temple and giving donation to the matter, and even that person is doing mistake, that the service can, wash away or remove the defect of that person. That's what he more or less tried to say. I don't know.
Yes, I understand what he wants to say now. Yes, you will get good result from your good karma, and if you will do some bad karma, you will get bad result for that. If you will try to serve Guru Vaishnava and wholeheartedly, your heart wants to do service to Guru Vaishnava, that result will go in the devotional category, and you will get benefit through that as devotional benefit. What we are getting, that all. But side by side, if you do some offensive work, and I think so you are doing that, that not will get good position. Everybody doing that, not you are doing. Everybody doing bad and good. But if there is intention to do good, he will get some excuse for that. And if not intention is good, then it will go in the category of offense. Nam aparad. Once we will take the Krishna Nam, Krishna Nam can rescue us from this illusory, from all the sinful work. Then whole day I shall do sinful work, and evening I shall chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then everything will be all right. And that is offense to Harinam. But my intention always wants to do some seva to Guru Vaishnava. But I cannot do that for my bad habit or bad karma, taking me some away from devotional activity. That's also, if I have intention good, gradually I shall get promotion from that job. This is answer. In favor of this, sapada mulanga bhajata priyasya taktanno bhavasya hari paresha vikarma jacchot patitang kathanchit dhunoti sarvam hridi sannivishta. If in your heart, through the Guru Vaishnava Seva, Bhagavan will acquire your heart. When he will live in your heart, all the inauspiciousness gradually go out from you. Not necessary for that to do prayaschitta. Atonement. Sapadu moolam bhajata priyasya taktanna bhavasya hari paresha. Bikarma. You are doing bhajan, you are trying to do good for others, you are serving the Guru Vaishnava. It is not karma, it is bhakti. But side by side you are doing also bad karma. But that bad karma result, the Krishna living in your heart, remove it. And I asked it to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj said that is, he will get anutap for that.
Repentance.
Repentance for that he will get. That karma, he will get repentance. Anutap?
Yeah, he feels repentance. I have done so wrong. He feels repentance. That will burn.
And through that he will get a relief from that bad karma. Actually, our preaching is so strong. What given Prabhupada, what given Saraswati Thakur, what given Guru Maharaj, it is very strong preaching. Everything belongs to Krishna. For the service to Krishna you can do. But I am not telling that. I am afraid to tell. But they are so powerful, they are telling. I am thinking that through that emotion will come more possession. Emotion will take more possession. And devotion will be... Yes. This is my experience. Then I am not telling like that. But they are telling truth. Everything for the absolute truth is truthful. And it is not for absolute truth. And everything is bad. And what they are telling, that is the truth. But unpalatable truth, always not to tell others. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, ma bruyat satyam apriyo.
In other words, he's saying, if you say that for Krishna you can, everything that is given to Krishna with purity, that you can do anything for Krishna, if he will say like that, then somebody will abuse that and do all kinds of emotional and undevotional activities on the pretext that this is for Krishna.
Yes.
And it's seen like that. But it is true that everything offered to Krishna is on the absolute platform. That is true. But
Truth
who
is
can
that.
practice in that way? He must be a surrendered soul. Otherwise,
reaction will come. Then I do not want to go to reactionary way. মানে রয়েছে কাজ করা ভালো, হঠকারিতা ভালো নয়. To do work wisely. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, but it should be used wisely. Knowledge is power, it should be used wisely. Always necessary to realization. Everywhere necessary realization, then you not will fall down. But only you cannot realize the order of Guru. Ajja Guru Nang Cha Vicharaniya. what order of your Guru, you must follow that. There is no realization. This is calling scriptures. Late. Then we can chant, huh? Jai Om Vishwanath Srila Bhakti Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. All the devotees ki jai. All the devotees ki jai. Mala Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.